A lot of youngsters got in on the action for the Mountaineers in their final game of the 2022 season. So let's take a look at some interesting snap count numbers for the season finale for West Virginia in 2022. Let's go. What's going on, Mountaineer Nation? Jordan Cruz back here with the Country Roads Webcast. And before I get into this video, I just want to give you guys a quick reminder, if you would, do us a favor, hit that thumbs up button, give us a like on this video. That'll really help its performance and help future videos performances here on the channel as well. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Helps us, helps you, helps get more of this Mountaineer football content out to Mountaineer Nation. And as always, link to our merch store in the video description down below. Get you a Country Roads Webcast hat, shirt, sticker, you name it. You can find it with the CRW logo on it there. And we really appreciate you supporting us that way as we continue to try and grow the Country Roads Webcast community throughout Mountaineer Nation. That being said, let's get into it. All right, so let's start with the defensive snap counts for the Mountaineers in this win over Oklahoma State, which they came away victorious 24-19, and the defense came up with some key stops late. Some players that got in on the action were, of course, some youngsters that will help West Virginia on the defensive line in the future, guys like Braden Dudley and Asani Redwood. Braden Dudley playing 1 snap, Asani Redwood playing 3 snaps. Remember those names for the future, specifically Asani Redwood. Rashad Ajayi only playing 4 snaps in this game, battling injury at the end of the season for the Mountaineers. Jalen Thornton getting in on 5 snaps. Trey Lathan, who you might have seen if you watched our defensive player grades video, coming out as in the top 5 player grades on defense, but he only played 6 snaps in the game, but made an impact in those snaps at least. Jacoby Spells playing 9 snaps. Mike Lockhart playing 17 snaps, rotating in on the defensive line, as did Eddie V, who played 18 snaps. At the safety position, rotating in for Aubrey Burke's son was Hershey McLaurin at the free safety spot. He played 22 snaps. Taurus Simmons played 28 snaps on the defensive line. I believe that's the most he's played there all season. Taj Austin rotating in, spelling Sean Martin at times at the defensive end spot, finished with 33 snaps. Caleb Coleman, maybe his most snaps of the season as well, at 41, playing the cornerback spot for the Mountaineers. Aubrey Burks, 46 snaps at free safety, getting into some of the starters now. Sean Martin, 51 snaps at defensive end. Linnell Carr, who did start in the game for the Mountaineers at the bandit position and played most of the snaps there, as Jared Bartlett was out for this game for the Mountaineers in the season finale, played 55 snaps. Jordan Jefferson at the nose tackle spot, 64. Marcus Floyd, 68 at cat. Dante Still, 70. Andrew Wilson-Lamp, 78 at corner, and I thought he played pretty well there. Exree Lowe, 81. Malachi Ruffin, 83, and we've talked a lot about his performance in recent weeks, as we have Jasir Cox, who played 87 snaps along with Lee Cope. Both of those two guys playing every snap of the game for the Mountaineers, as well they should have with their performance in recent weeks. Flip it over to the other side of the ball. Let's talk about the offensive players that played in their snap counts against Oklahoma State to help the Mountaineers get a win here in a game in which they ran the ball really well against the Cowboys, something they did good for most of the season. West Virginia now moving to 18-4 under Neil Brown when they rushed for over 100 yards as a team, and they ran for over 200 yards in this game, actually, something they did a few times throughout this season. And you see here, running back Justin Johnson played 9 snaps, actually the lowest snap count on the offense for Justin Johnson. Believe he's still banged up. Believe Tony Mathis banged up as well, but you saw Jalen Anderson kind of carry the load when he needed to and absolutely have an outstanding performance, and the future is really bright in the Mountaineer backfield for sure. Jeremiah Aaron playing 10 snaps at receiver. Cortez Braham playing 20 snaps. Right tackle Brandon Yates, 26 snaps, spelling Jaquay Hubbard there a little bit. Those two still rotating time, but Jaquay Hubbard seems to be getting a little bit more of the snaps for the most part. Reese Smith, 27 snaps at receiver. Jalen Anderson, the aforementioned, 15 carries, 155 yards, 250-plus yard touchdown runs. Played 30 snaps and really had an awesome impact. Second straight game he did that. Really closed the season on a high note, and his stock is rising heading into next season. Tony Mathis, 31 snaps. Injured here latter portion of the season. Didn't really get to see him fully healthy there, after the midpoint of the season. Garrett Green, 32 snaps before being knocked out of the game. Did some pretty good things at quarterback, especially early with that quarterback draw. 36-yard touchdown run, looked really good. Traylon Davis, 33 snaps at tight end. Brian Palendi, 35 snaps at tight end. Like what the Mountaineers have been using, some of this 22 personnel with 2 tight ends and 2 backs. And, of course, 12 personnel. single back and the two tight ends. I like that they've been doing with the two tight end sets to help the run game, and of course the two back sets even. But both these Traylon Davis and Brian Palende have done a great job in the run blocking game, and they've been rewarded with some receptions along the way as well. Traylon Davis in recent weeks, but this week it was Brian Palende making a couple plays, one of which a third down conversion that Garrett Green hit him on a play in which Oklahoma State had jumped off sides, gotten a free play, and hit Palende up the sideline there. So good play there. 35 snaps also for Prather at receiver. And then Nico Marchiol, the freshman quarterback for the Mountaineers. We saw the true freshman lead the Mountaineers to a victory over a team they hadn't beaten in a while and a Big 12 road win, something that hasn't happened a lot in the Neil Brown era. So that's a positive in his corner. Playing 35 snaps in this game also was one of the top 5 highest graded players on offense. So that's good to see. A guy that looked calm, cool, and collected in the moment. Definitely wasn't too big for, and we'll see what happens in his Mountaineer future. 41 snaps for the aforementioned Jaquay Hubbard at right tackle, 52 for Bryce Ford Wheaton at one receiver spot, Sam James with 53 at the other, and then the other 4 offensive linemen playing every snap on offense. Doug Nestor, Zach Frazier, Thomas Remick, and Wyatt Milam all with 67 snaps. All right, so for the final time in 2022, there's a look at the snap counts for the Mountaineers in this game against Oklahoma State. Really enjoyed this snap count series. May bring it back for 2023. Let me know in the comments if you guys think I should, as well as the player grade series, if you guys want me to bring those back next year. But I've enjoyed doing both along the way and appreciate you guys that have tuned in and enjoyed this content. Like I said, like the video if you have, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That being said, as always, I'm Jordan Cruz, and until next time, let's go Mountaineers.